In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to some of the craziest and creepiest videos I found on TikTok. Let's get into it.
Do you know who Robert Johnson is?
No.
It's so freaky, his story. So this was in the early 1900s. He had a terrible home life, very poor. His dad died, but he was obsessed with music. And he would go into these clubs where he would go up on stage and start playing. And the people were like, can you get this guy off the stage? He sounds so bad. He's terrible. And so he's like, I'm just gonna go. And so he was gone for a year. And then he came back and they said that he was one of the best guitar players in the world. And Robert Johnson wrote a song about me and the devil and another song called Crossroads. And the whole story is that he was walking on and he hit this crossroad and it was midnight and a man came out and he said it was the devil and was like, do you want to be the best in the world? And Robert Johnson's like, yes. So the devil took the guitar, tuned it, played a song, gave it back, and he was the best guitar player in the world.
What?
And he says, you won't have this forever. Like, you will lose something. Went back, started getting real popular, got married. His wife almost immediately died after getting married. A couple of years into being a musician. And then someone poisoned him and he died at the age of 27.
I actually have heard about this story before. I just find it really bizarre that someone's willing to exchange their soul potentially, knowing that something bad's going to happen. And it's also really odd that a lot of celebrities within this status seem to die around the age of 27. Maybe that's the contract deal, but I just don't see how that would be worth it, for such a short amount of time and with so many downsides to it. Let me know in the comments, have any of you ever been approached by an entity or a person that offered you whatever you wanted in exchange for your soul? I have never personally experienced that, but if the opportunity ever came, I doubt that I would take it. It just sounds way too risky and just not worth it.
These are army ants, and they can clean the meat off that bird's bones in less than 10 minutes. Okay, I lied. He's just taking a bath. Yep, you heard it. These feathered UAVs take baths using ants, and it's called anting. It's quite literally the process a bird lands on top of an anthill and uses living corpses to clean itself. These fuck-off food stealers, or as you call them, ants, secrete a chemical known as formic acid. There's two types of anting, sometimes active, sometimes passive, and one is so much worse than the other one. Passive is where the bird lands in the ant's home, knocks on their door, and allows them to clean him themselves. Active, he gives them zero choice, picks them up, and rubs them all over his body, which in most states would be a felony. In some cases, these breathing B-52s aren't cleaning themselves at all, they're just looking for a snack. And rubbing ants on their body is a good way to remove acids that just taste like shit that they don't want to eat. Some studies suggest the oil the ants have can help supplement a bird's preen oil. Great for the feathers, but not so great for the ants.
Wow, that's actually pretty interesting. I've never heard of this before, and that looks very painful for that bird in the very first part of that video, but if that one's bathing, it likes it rough.
Yo, you know the mattress theory?
What match?
No, every single mattress store has to be a money laundering thing, or it has to be something else that's sus.
Oh wait, no.
Yo, so check it out. The mattresses, right? That's the perfect size to hide what?
A body.
Yo, every time we go into the mattress store, nobody's in there.
Nobody's in there, low key.
Nobody's in there. Why are they still in business? Like, yo, there's no way they can pay the rent.
Yeah, like one mattress is like maybe like $100. It's not gonna pay for the whole year. You know what I mean?
No, okay. I'm shopping for mattresses. Expensive.
Okay, but it's not gonna pay for the whole store.
But if you think about it, maybe some of those mattress stores they could hide up because. If you take in the shape of a mattress, that's a perfect size to what? Fit a body, because the body has to lay on it.
Yeah.
Mattress store theory, Mattress store theories.
I mean, overall, the theory is not a bad one. There was a lot of local mattress companies around my area, and they have all closed down because no one just goes out and buys mattresses on the frequent. It's like a one-and-done deal unless an accident happens or you can just afford to be able to buy $1,000 plus mattress whenever you want.
November 2024 update on the Beyond the Ice Wall trip, or to any continent that is secret, wherever that may be, to make millions or possibly even billions of dollars when we return. Now, I came into contact with a new person on Telegram who has me put into an encrypted chat so I can't take screenshots or anything up in there. And he reached out to me because he was looking for people to come with him on this trip. This is a completely new person. I just talked to him today. And he came to me because I have a Discord group of 1,500 people who have been begging me to go on to this trip, but I have had no means to do it until now. Now, this guy, I can't say his name, but I can say the name of the guy that he spoke to who said that they had already been to this secret beyond the ice wall. And this guy's name is Henry Hudson. Remember that name. So this guy, he's been like pretty much everywhere, and he has a wealth of knowledge, and he is communicating it to this guy that I'm talking to. And this guy has been writing down all of this information into his book, and I've read some of the pages, and he needs my help to get this information out. And then once we do that, once he draws the entirely new map, then he wants to organize a group of like 50 people to go with him to this other place. We don't even know if the ice wall is a real thing, but there's other secret continents out there. And what he told me was that these civilizations that are over here, most of them are dead and there's nobody even there. So there's a wealth of artifacts that exist over there and precious metals, and he wants to go and retrieve them because he thinks they could be worth millions to billions of dollars, let alone even the video that we would bring back for this. So if you're interested in coming, join the Discord. The link is in my bio. You can come talk to me and the rest of the group.
I looked up the name Henry Hudson. I wanted to learn about it. I had a feeling that there was something to that name. Apparently, Henry Hudson was some kind of English sea explorer way back in the 1600s, and just so happens he was lost at sea. That was an interesting tie-in. I'm almost 100% sure it's fake, but it's still fun to listen to and to imagine. I really like the continents outside of the ice wall theory. I think that's a really fun one. And I mean, who knows? Maybe Henry Hudson has lived for almost over 400 plus years and knows how to use technology. That would be pretty awesome. Let me know in the comments of what you think about this.
Thanksgiving has always been on the third Thursday. We learned that growing up. We give thanks on the third Thursday. Like, that was the point. Thanksgiving. And come to find out, as of, I don't know now, it's the fourth week. This has to be the Mandela effect in action. Or I'm just crazy. And I am crazy, but I'm not wrong.
I just wanted to add this video in here because my last video, I had one very similar, and it was a mixed reaction of people in the comments of that video. There was a lot of people that were saying that they clearly remember Thanksgiving being the third Thursday, and there's a lot of people saying, nah, it's always been the last Thursday, with some exceptions. For me, I remember it always being the third Thursday of November. I really would like to know where this confusion has happened if this is not a Mandela effect and it's always been this way, because most of my family has been living that way for all of their life, and everyone I know as well. This, for me, is just as big as the cornucopia and Fruit of the Looms. I swear Thanksgiving was on a third Thursday of November. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. For everyone that's watching and or subscribed, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being subscribed. Also, I would like to give a special shout out to all of the active members that you currently see on the screen. So to everyone that's a member on my channel, thank you so much for supporting the channel. If any of you are interested in further supporting the channel, I do have my memberships turned on. It is 99 cents a month, and with that, you get emojis of my face to use in the comments of my video and when I live stream. Also, when I upload a video, it's normally scheduled to come out at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But as a member, when I upload it to YouTube, it does not go through that scheduled process. It's just immediately available for you to watch. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, I cannot thank you enough for supporting my channel in that way. So thank you so much.
Your NDA is expired and you could talk about this. You used to work at a secret Starbucks, is that right?
Yeah, there is a Starbucks that is like above reserve, like a Starbucks no one's ever heard of or been to. You ever wondered while driving in Los Angeles, how come you've never seen like Will Smith stuck in traffic on the 405?
Yeah.
I've never seen a 1%er just in their car stuck in traffic.
Why is that?
That's because there's a series of intricate tunnels underneath Los Angeles known as the Actor Bomb. I'm not kidding. Like, they get access points to move through the city without ever having to be in traffic. You can come up in LAX, you can pop up at Dodger Stadium. Underneath there in those tunnels is Starbuckses set up at different locations to allow them to get coffees while they're driving. All of them. Seinfeld.
You've seen Seinfeld down there?
Bono. I've seen Seinfeld down there. Dude, almond milk latte, 2 shots.
Wow. Yeah. Was he a good tipper? They don't have to pay.
Now, I don't know if everything that this guy is saying is true, but I do have some belief that in places, I'm sure that there is definitely secret underground passages for people to cross discreetly.
Đây bốn đơn chứ.
Wow. That would actually be really creepy and neat to experience. That was just a solid blanket of dark cloud just going over that place. A lot of people in the comments are saying that it's cloud seeding. I don't know if that's the case, but that definitely looks really bizarre.
What do you mean they just found a yellow brick road in the ocean? What the hell does the ocean need a road for? What kind of great value Wizard of Oz bullshit is happening here? So this story is about a week old, however, I just happened to stumble upon it. I'm sorry that I'm always a day late and a dollar short, but that's just the theme here, I guess. Small panic. So I'm obviously in a little bit of shock right now because... So when I say yellow brick road, that's exactly what I mean. Look at this. It is literally a yellow brick road. The variation from the seafloor to the road itself is 100% obvious. And it's just laying there at the bottom? There's a lot of news articles that says that this is the road to Atlantis, blah, 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 blah. But there was a sunken city that was discovered that is supposedly older than Atlantis. I don't know if the road leads there, but at this point, honest God, I am waiting for Emerald City to rise out of the ocean.
I'm sure there's so much in the ocean that's hidden. I cannot wait for the day for us to actually start investing the time into investigating the oceans and exploring the oceans a little bit more thoroughly instead of going for space as much. I really like space, but I would really love to explore the oceans. And I think if we can master ocean exploration, that should give us a big advantage in exploring space. But for some reason, they like to avoid the ocean like it's the plague.
A viral trend on TikTok right now is watching babies react to CocoMelon coming on the TV. Although it's very cute watching these babies react to the opening scene of CocoMelon, what's behind this and the reason for this is actually quite concerning and very sinister. Babies come running from all over the house to come and watch CocoMelon. When I say come running, they come running. They come running. Now, you may look at CocoMelon as a classic show for babies, but how CocoMelon works is very analytical and very planned. CocoMelon is run by Moonbug Entertainment. They produce 29 of the most popular online kids shows in the world. Once a month, children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out. They jot down when kids look away. They jot down when kids return to the screen. They jot down what sounds make the kids return to the screen, what colors, what on the screen, how big of a head the babies have. So if you're wondering why a 6-month-old runs into the room, I guess they can't really run at 6 months old, but you go and say, when CocoMelon comes on, it's because this is a very calculated show. They know exactly what's going to work on your baby, and they are going to get your baby addicted. And this doesn't just stop with CocoMelon. You may think, oh, like when the baby's brain develops, it's not going to be as addicted to sounds and whatnot. The amount of money just Doritos spends on research to see the perfect amount of sodium and texture and quality and bumps in the chips in order to get somebody addicted to them is insane. Doritos are manufactured down to the bumps and ridges in the chips in order to make you want to have more of them. So yeah, sorry to ruin the cute CocoMelon videos of the kids, but we live in a wild, wild world.
It is really bizarre on how much analytical research is done on the development of these shows to gain our attention. I do believe that it can be controlled. You know, you can limit how much a child watches, but they are going to enjoy the sounds, the visuals. Everything has been created to draw that attention. But that doesn't just go for CocoMelon, that goes for pretty much everything. Like, I know I have some friends that get really excited when they hear their game consoles turn on, or the opening intro of certain movies. Like, it really gains the attention of people. It's just going to be a really scary future once all these companies figure out how to keep everyone distracted all the time, basically keeping people in a hypnotic state at all times. To do what? I don't know. Maybe eventually it'll lead into brain control. Something to think about.
I'm a huge fan of home security cameras, CCTV, and the reason being is because they are capturing everything we don't see, literally. Like, take a look at this footage. I have no explanation for it. But as the homeowner was going through their feed, they noticed something odd. What appears to be a dark black shadow quickly dart past their camera, past their home. And I don't think this is a shadow from something above. This is something else. Take a look at this footage. I have slowed it down and reduced the speed so you can kind of maybe make out what this thing could be. Tell me what you think.
I kind of have an idea what that might be, being that I have so many security cameras around my house. If, say, a car at night drives by, the headlights of their vehicle shines on my house just right that it casts a shadow to where my office building sees the shadow cross the yard, it will trigger my office camera almost every time. I'm kind of wondering if that's the same situation that's going on here. Maybe in the distance there was a car that was passing by an object that it was casting a shadow off of, and we just seen it passing by. Let me know in the comments what you think it could have been.
There's about to be a new wave of anxiety research and treatments as neuroscientists have discovered how the brain slows anxious breathing. More specifically, they have identified the region of your brain that you use to consciously control your breathing, like what you would have to do in a breathing exercise. And shockingly, they discovered that not only does it control conscious slow breathing, but that area of the brain can actually reduce anxiety and negative emotions when activated, and perhaps even more powerfully than a lot of the medications that we're currently taking. So this comes from neuroscientists at the Salk Institute. They published it in Nature Neuroscience, with the article being a top-down slow breathing circuit that alleviates negative effect in mice. And negative effect means a lot of the negative emotions that you would associate with the various flavors of stress and anxiety. And this is fascinating because it's an accidental discovery. When they were looking at these mice, what they were really looking to do is try to control the part of the brain that controls conscious breathing. Like when you when I deliberately hold it and let it out, that little section of your brain. But they had a surprising incidental discovery that it also lowers anxiety and bad feelings, which I think is downright awesome here. Here are the DACC neurons in green in the mouse brain. I don't know what that's going to mean to those of us that aren't neuroscientists. And what they discovered is when they put mice in anxiety-inducing situations, which, seeing as how they're lab rats, was probably something frightening and terrible, this type of signaling and communication between the cortex and pons in your brain was decreased, and the part of your brain where you would manually control your breathing is also a little bit decreased. So when the researchers decided to artificially activate the cortex pons medulla circuit, the animal's breathing actually slowed, and they showed fewer signs of anxiety beyond just the breathing. On the other hand, if the researchers completely artificially shut the circuit off, breathing rates went way up and the mouse immediately became anxious. So I think this is really fascinating. I'm oversimplifying a lot, but there is a really real possibility that in the near future we could try to treat anxiety or stress-related disorders by pharmaceutically activating the part of your brain that you would normally have to train with yoga or breathing exercises or meditation in order to be able to activate. We might be able to skip all that and get right to the easy solution.
I guess some could say that this is breathtaking news. Man, I swear, sometimes I'm the lamest person. I bet you all think I'm lame. Who said yeah? But all jokes aside, This is interesting, but a little concerning. I'm not a huge fan of medicine or taking medication or anything like that. I do like to personally try to let my body work out whatever it needs to do naturally in a way. And I like to do the breath controls. And if I'm feeling really anxious, just take a deep breath in, relax, let it out, just like pace yourself. I don't really have anything against with people taking prescriptions or anything to help that trigger faster. It's just personally not for me. But I'll be curious to see the studies on this further. Let me know in the comments. Is this something that you would be willing to take? I know that there's some people out there that have horrible anxiety and they're always anxious. This could probably help them greatly. I have actually seen this TikTok, I think, before once, and I find it fascinating because whether or not this is real, the concept that aliens are using some kind of full-eyed contact lens to block out harmful rays or anything like that, really interesting. I would have never have thought of designing an alien like that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. As always, if you enjoyed any of the clips that we watched, links are in the description down below. And with that being said, have a good day.